What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol, back with another video. Today we've got Hot Toys Boba Fett 2-pack. Let's roll. That's right, guys. Ryan back with another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hot Toys Boba Fett 2-pack. This thing is flipping awesome. So shout out to Pop Collectibles for getting this to me. Well, they shipped it super fast. FedEx decided they would lose it for 4 days. So thanks, FedEx. But anyways, you guys want to get day one releases just like this and not have to wait months and months and months for your figures, definitely check out Pop Collectibles. Discount code in the description below. Let's talk about today's video, guys. We're going to, honestly, this is going to be more of a posing showcase, and I'm going to break down some things that I like about the figure, and maybe if we find anything I don't like about the figure, we'll definitely talk about that as well. But if you want to see all the details and all the little bits and pieces it comes with, check out the product photos because they give you all the hands and all the blast effects, and they give you all the stuff. There's nothing you're not going to see in photos. Here, I'm going to focus on what this thing will look like on your shelf, and should you pick it up or should you not? Spoiler, you should go ahead and pick it up because it's Boba Fett. It's freaking awesome. But that's what I'm going to focus on today, is how could this look on your display shelf. So let's go ahead and get to that. All right, guys, we've got Armored Fett here looking all kinds of awesome. I've got his helmet on, I've got his backpack on, and this is just a basic pose, nothing crazy. And we'll get into more dynamic stuff here soon. And right after this, we'll look at one it looks like with the head sculpt on. But this helmet is severely battle damaged. I mean, it matches the armor perfect. It's got obviously the dent he got from Cad Bane, which is iconic. It's got like weathering where the paint has been, peeling and like in acid or whatever from the Sarlacc. It's quite fantastic, honestly, and it looks awesome. So I'm pretty stoked for this one. I think the match on the helmet to the armor, I think they did that superbly. Don't have any issues with that. I'm digging the gauntlet damage with the flamethrower effects and everything. And even on the backpack, I think they actually nailed the weathering and everything. So it matches. Like there's no areas that look out of place in this. In my opinion, you could say if you wanted to get super nitpicky, you could say like the fabric should have some more weathering because it's got all the armor on it. And like the pants have pretty much no weathering on them whatsoever. And also the boots. The boots have pretty much no weathering on them as well, compared to the rest of the figure. I don't think that really matters. I think everybody's eyes and their attention is going to be going towards the armor, so I don't really have too much of issues with that. But I'm absolutely loving this thing, and I can't wait to see what kind of awesome posing we can get into. And here we are with the head sculpt on the Armored Fett, and yes, it is as beautiful in person as it's looking like here on the camera. It is absolutely unbelievable. The only downside with this set is you only get one head sculpt with this set of two figures instead of, two head sculpts. So I'm going to have to track down an extra one over time. You can kind of see like the way this armor's looking right here. But if I had to, I just wish they added a second head sculpt in here. It's just so freaking good. I mean, seriously. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Because this is beautiful. All right, guys, so let's talk about this Fett. We've got him posed up. If you remember the first time he appeared in his actual armor, he was kicking ass, taking names with the stormtroopers as he was fighting along Mando and Fennec, trying to rescue the child. And this right here is kind of that shooting over the shoulder scene where he kind of took out that trooper without even looking, John Wick style, or even Scarlett Johansson style, as she would just kind of walk down hallways and just shoot randomly. So there's that. But I think it's actually pretty stinking cool. One thing I have noticed kind of the first time putting the rifle in the hand of this, no longer a bounty hunter, I guess at this time, is the hands are very stiff. Think 501st Clone Trooper trying to put rifles and things. It's going to take a minute. So I would recommend heating up the hands because this one, at least mine, and it's been indoors. It's not like it just got delivered off the truck. It's been inside for a while, for a few days at least, and it's just, warm them up or else you're going to break something. Kind of like I already did with my my rangefinder, the rangefinder. Sad days, man, sad days. So My rangefinder did have a little malfunction. That is unfortunate. However, I think I can fix it with some epoxy, or I'll just buy a replacement helmet and I'll just deal with that. But for the purpose of this video, it is icing outside and I cannot go outside to the stores and get any epoxy to fix it. So bear with me on that. I know it sucks, but it is what it is. And I make these videos for you guys and it's part of it. So I'm super, super happy with this particular Fett. I love the weathering on this thing. I think it's beautiful. The style on the pants and everything is beautiful. The way they did the boots is awesome. Big fan of that. And I think I like everything about this so far. It's pretty stinking good. Now you might be saying, how could you make this any more awesome? Well, I submit to you introducing a Death Watch Mando with Beskar Mando with Boba Fett Mando is the perfect way to make it even more awesome. That's just my suggestion here. So I have the Whistling Birds up on Fett, and I've got the Whistling Birds operating on Din Djarin, and then we've got our Death Watch Mando looking all kinds of freaking awesome, and I am super, super happy with this. Now, I do have 4 Death Watch Mandos, so I don't know how many of those we're actually going to input into this scene, but I'm having a lot of fun with this. Putting on the Whistling Birds for Fett was a little bit of a pain in the butt. I must be honest with you. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. The instructions are somewhat clear, but again, not all the way clear. The way it attaches, and I'll stop it as it comes around the second time. The way it attaches, it actually snaps over a switch out part of a armor piece. It's a strange thing. So it took me a minute, and it was frustrating and annoying. So I don't usually do this, but I want to point this out. So as I've got this stopped, I'm going to zoom in on this and just kind of show you what I'm talking about. So the attachment goes over the top of this particular armor piece, and it's the one with the dimple, the dent on the bottom. That's the switch out part. And the problem I ran into is the plastic, or the Whistling Birds effect, I guess, if you will, actually sits far forward than I thought it did on the actual armor piece. So on there, you can actually see the silver parts there. I was trying to get mine to snap over top of those, and that wasn't working. As soon as I got it, I moved it a little forward in the front. Then they snapped right on. It was very easy. But it took me a minute to figure that out. It was a big pain in the butt. But look at this freaking armor. Good gracious, this armor is freaking beautiful. Look at this. We got 3 Mandos posing it up, looking all kinds of epic. And to say I'm pleased with this purchase is an understatement. And we haven't even broken out the Nomad Fett just yet and done some poses with that. So I think we're probably going to do that. Have some fun with this. Let's roll. All right, guys, we've got Fett Man here showing his lineage back to Jango Fett, as he is an actual Mandalorian. This was confirmed in this scene that Jango was an actual Mandalorian, therefore Boba Fett is actual Mandalorian, which is awesome because for the longest time, nobody knew. It was just a guess. I know he stole the armor, that kind of stuff, but no, he actually is an actual Mandalorian. And this is kind of that scene, which I thought was super important for the story of Fett, and I guess the background of him, if you will. But we've got Deluxe Beskar Mando here, and I cannot wait to get the new Chrome Mando. That's going to be epic, even though filming it's going to be kind of a pain with all the chrome. Anyways, we've got our Fett Man here. I actually would consider posing it like this. I generally don't use effect pieces in my display. The Whistling Birds are things I've used in the past. The fire jetpack effects I've used in the past because they kind of make sense. But generally, like the lightsaber, the Force lightning stuff, I don't typically use. But I think this right here looks pretty stinking good as these two kind of go back and forth. I'm going to throw it out there again. I really wish they would have given us a second head sculpt for this set. I think it's a downer. I think it's a downer. I just wish we had 2 of them. Then I wish I hadn't have broke my rangefinder on this particular helmet. That's also a downer, but that's my problem. But these 2 together look fantastic. I have no complaints with them whatsoever, other than we only have the 1 head sculpt, which means I still have a headless Nomad Fett, which I don't know what I'm going to do with that just yet. But we'll see. We'll see. But I'm super excited for this one. One of the weird things, I guess I can talk about like the material of the suit real quick, we can do that. I'm going to pause this, guy, as it kind of comes across. But one of the odd things about the Fett suit is the addition of a material we have not seen before in figure form, I guess. But this little, I guess, tail, if you will, on the front side of this figure, this thing that's kind of hanging down, it's very paper-like. I don't think it's actual paper, but it certainly feels that way. It's very strange. It's not posable. It's not wired. It's just very, very extremely lightweight. I haven't tried to tear it, but yeah, this is kind of strange. The ammo belt is glorious, and just everything. These two look great together, and I would love to hear. Would you use this Arabesh, display hologram piece? Would you use that in your display, or would you not? Okay, guys, here's our Nomad Fett ready to roll. Got him posed up, ready to roll. He's got his rifle on his shoulder, which we're going to take a look at here in just a second. Gabby stick in the left hand, and this is one thing you do not want to do. Do not leave your figure in this pose with this rifle. It is a bad idea. Once you spin around here, you will notice exactly what I'm talking about. And stop. So if you want to get that rifle over that shoulder, the strap that he has that goes over the rifle is not quite long enough for safety of posing. Check out the bend in that rifle. So I clearly will not be leaving mine like that. But I wanted to showcase that to you guys. So please do not destroy your figure by leaving it like that for very long. For posing purposes for this video, I think I'll be okay. But I do think that overall it's a beautiful figure just like this. I definitely prefer the armored one, but this one's pretty freaking awesome. I think if the armored one came with the unmasked head sculpt or the unhelmeted head sculpt, like they would have just sold out. They would just be like record numbers of sales, that kind of stuff. This one, because they included it with this, the 2-pack, then I think it's going to slow down sales a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I like this for the nostalgia purposes. If you saw the recent Book of Boba Fett video, episode 2, I think it was, and then obviously episode 3, but no spoilers in the chat. But episode 2, we found out kind of like why he got this or how he got this look, and I think it adds to the lore of this particular figure. So I'm happy I have it. However, I could understand why some people might not want this figure. I get it. But I think as far as a head sculpt, again, I've already said it once, it's probably the best Hot Toys head sculpt, at least in my collection. And I would very well say if you get it, probably in yours as well. The detail on this suit is, or this outfit is pretty bland, but you would expect that. There's not a whole lot going on here. Just different textures and different layers of black all the way down to the same boots that we see on the armored version, which makes sense. The Gavi stick is pretty sweet. He's got his thigh holster there for his blaster, ammo belt, and we got that paper sash, I guess, if you will, again. But this thing is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to pose it up again and get rid of that rifle in the back before I break it. Hope you guys are ready for this one. We've got Fett Man versus Stormtrooper because, we had to have some fun. And as much as the Nomad look is a more stoic look, he was badass in chapter 14 of the Mando when he came down here and started thrashing Stormtroopers. And I figured we got to do this too. This is kind of him like jumping off the rock right before he smashes a Stormtrooper. And I apologize for the overexposed Stormtrooper, but we've got a dark clothing character here. And it just is what it is. But you get the idea. We're here to look at that anyways. But look at this. This thing looks... I could totally see a dynamic pose like this. The only thing I think would make it a little bit better is if we had like a more angry expression face on Fett. But I'm not even going to discount points for that. I just think it looks awesome. So I'm pretty happy with this. So taking a look at the fabric of choice that Hot Toys chose for this Nomad Fett, it is a lint magnet. So beware of that. If you've got animals in your collection room, you want this behind glass. It's going to collect lint. You're going to get, like, if you got dog hair or cat hair, whatever. If you just shed yourself, this robe material they use is absolutely going to pick up tons of lint. So be mindful of that. But it is posable. There is no wire in it. I cheated and I added my own wire. So for those kind of looking at that going, how the hell do they do that? I cheated and added my own wire back there. So it literally is just kind of going down into his belt, up the back, and then kind of out to the side. So it is a little bit of a downer that the strap for the rifle is not quite long enough to have it, kind of over the shoulder look like we saw earlier. So that's kind of a bummer. But I mean, there's so many pros to this figure. I don't know that that's worth going too crazy on discounting points, but I think this is super awesome. So I'm having fun with this. The double jointed knees. I mean, there's literally no range of motion issues when you can get a figure to have both shoulders and both hands over their shoulders, over their head like this, even with a fat suit. That tells me we're gonna have a lot of fun posing this figure. So I'm pretty stoked for this one. Hope you guys like this pose. We'll do a couple more, have some fun with this, and kind of just give me some final thoughts. All right, so you already know what happened to this guy. It did not go well for the Stormtrooper. Obviously, Fett kicked him square in the Stormtrooper nuggets, and he didn't go so well for him. But Fett is looking awesome, and I'm having a lot of fun with this thing. So I got the Stormtrooper here. I did switch out the helmet. This is actually the squad leader. The squad leader guy. I changed out the helmet, removed the orange pauldron, so you guys were wondering what the heck this was. I tried putting the damaged helmet on the Imperial Stormtrooper from Rogue One, and the neck joints are different, so that didn't work out. I don't know why they would have done different, but they're different. I guess I could have forced it, but I decided not to. So here we go. So we got Fett here. He has finished that move where he's coming down, bashed this guy in the skull, and is kind of just the momentum of that swing has moved that gaffy stick over to his left side. And then obviously our trooper here is reeling at the pain. He's having a bad day, guys. He's having a bad day, but this Fett guy is just all kinds of awesome, and I am super happy to have him in the collection. So I think, if I had to give some just some fun thoughts, and we'll do probably one more large pose. I'm trying to set myself up for failure there, but we'll do one more pose. The between the two, the armored Fett, I think I prefer that one just to the armor. I definitely prefer the armor Fett with the head sculpt because it's just so awesome, it's so unique, and I just think that's the win of the set. The downside is, again, you got to buy the set in order to get the head sculpt, and that is what it is. So it just is unfortunate. I do think, and this is me just spitballing here, I do think we'll probably see another Fett head sculpt in the future. If you have seen the Book of Boba Fett, some of that scarring and damage and whatever is MIA in the filming of Book of Boba Fett. So maybe we'll get another head sculpt of Tamora Morrison, but maybe it won't have all that damage. So this particular sculpt might be difficult to get in the future. I mean, I don't know. I'm just speculating. So that's just my thoughts on this thing. But I freaking love this 2-pack. And he's got so many accessories. He's got, just like flamethrowers and jetpacks and hands and just all kinds of cool stuff. So we're going to load up one more pose, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on this figure. Hope you guys are enjoying this. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Hit the button right now. All right, guys, our final pose here with a lot of Mandos. A lot of Mandos, and hopefully some more to come very soon. So we got Death Watch Mando here, and yes, that is the sword from Alita Battle Angel. It's my Darksaber at the current time. We've got Nomad Mando. We've got Armored Mando with the headlock on the Stormtrooper. We've got Beskar Mando. We got IG-11 and Grogu in the middle, and then Heavy Mando pulling up in the rear, and they all look flipping amazing. If I must say so myself, this took a pretty good amount of time to pose. So if you would do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so, because this took a while to come up with this stuff, and then make sure when it fell over, and then try not to break more things. So that would be super amazing. So let's kind of break this down as they kind of come across. Deluxe Mando's doing a little bit of a wobble there. That's kind of weird. Heavy Mando up there. I've got him with his large rifle. Obviously, we've got the Death Watch Mando here. And let's see if I can pause right here. I can do this. I can, because I have the power. We've got our Nomad Mando right here. So this is a simple pose. I think he's going to stay right here for just a moment. As far as how I'm going to have him posed in the collection, just because I think it's pretty fun. Although I really did like that jumping up, swinging the gaffy stick pose. I really did like that. So we'll see how that plays out. Guys, this head sculpt is on point. I have no issues with this whatsoever. absolute contender for figure of the year, no questions asked. Just beautiful all the way around. Absolutely love this figure, the Gaffy Stick. And the only downside of this particular one was that rifle strap that's just not quite long enough to pose properly. So we'll swing him around, and we'll come around to our armored Mando, our armored Fett. So right here, I think this one, if I had a preference, this would be the one I prefer. One thing to note, if you got the helmet, if you take the helmet, there is a neck collar that you need to move up. There is a wire on it. You need to move it up so you cover up that neck. And so you can actually, not have the plastic peg there, because it looks kind of weird if you don't do that. The armor looks beautiful. The weathering is beautiful. I have zero issues as far as range of motion with this figure. I didn't have any difficulties whatsoever. The weathering is beautiful. I like everything about this figure. So absolute contender for figure of the year. And is a 2-pack fair to have figure of the year contingent? Is that fair? I don't even know. But it's my channel, so I can do whatever the hell I want. We've got Deluxe Mando here with dual action. So I've got the flamethrower on the right arm, and we've got his whistling birds on the left. I think that looks pretty sick. And then we kind of zoom in here. We've got IG-11 in the middle, rounding out the, just kind of, taking care of the child. Double wielding as well. And then there's our heavy Mando looking all kinds of awesome. But there it is. That's everybody wants to see right there is the child with IG-11 in the middle. And just absolutely love everything about this pose. So maybe I'll have it, displayed like this for a little while. We'll see. But I am pretty stoked with this. I would love to hear from you guys if you haven't seen this new recording area, if you will. Let me know your thoughts on this, or if you prefer the previous set where it's kind of pretty much a blank background with just, colored or whatever. I think this is more interesting, but it's just me. Let me know what you guys think. And would I buy this set? Yes. Am I going to buy another one? Yes, I'm going to buy another one. So I freaking love it. I think it's amazing. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Check out Pop Collectibles. They will have some more coming in stock in February, I believe, because this 2-pack is sold out pretty much everywhere overseas. So if you want to get one, go ahead and message them and let them know, hey, look, when you got one in stock, hook me up. They will do that. Discount code Patrol at checkout if you want to check them out for day one releases. But unfortunately, one like this is just sold out. It's a thing. And then I broke my rangefinder. Yeah. The things I do for YouTube. It's crazy. Guys, as always, click what you like. See you next time.